All right, thanks everyone, both here in the room as well as virtually for joining us. For Catherine Senior Exit. I think everyone has been to one of these before, but I'll repeat it just in case we have somebody online. What we ask our top scholars who are graduating to do is to look back over the last 4 years and look back comprehensively, both in the classroom and outside of the classroom. So Catherine has about 25 minutes to present, and then once she is done, we will allow the faculty and the staff, both virtually and in person, to offer her questions. We're gonna no, I'm not. And also just comments and reflections on her presentation, and then we'll open the floor to anybody else who'd like to offer her comments. So. It's all yours.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Welcome to my senior exit presentation. I really want to thank you for being here. If you're online, it means a lot to me. I am a senior and I'm a neuroscience major and I'm minoring in biology. So this presentation will be about my 4 years here growing and learning. I just wanted to show like the 4 headshots that we had throughout the years. And I hope this presentation serves as like a big form of gratitude for the people that have been part of my journey here, mentors, family, everybody. So I wanted to start before UTSA. So this is me at my high school graduation. I just wanted to preface like just about me. I'm from McAllen, Texas. I'm from the Rio Grande Valley. I went to a small school with a graduating class of 80. I went there from kindergarten to 12th grade, so I had the same friends for like 10 years. I didn't really have to experience like being in a new place or like having to make new friends. So college was a big adjustment for me. And so that's why I titled freshman year as adjusting and finding a rhythm. So these are some pictures that just give me freshman year. I got really close with Key. She was my first close friend. College, like adjusting was a lot, but she really helped me have fun throughout it. And like we helped each other a lot in like finding organization, studying together. We did like spam musubi nights. This is just us walking, we were like matching. I don't know. Yeah. So for the 3 pillars of top scholar, when I came freshman year, I knew that I wanted to study health science like broadly, but I really didn't have a direct goal. I came in as a neuroscience major, but I was really like not set on really one thing. You could say I was pre-med, but I wasn't really. I was thinking of kinesiology, nursing, PT. The first thing I did was join the Rising Researchers program just to explore like my identity in research maybe. And this led into me joining Dr. Uni Chung's kinesiology lab, where it let me express my interest in maternal and fetal health. So it was really cool to join her team. I was really excited about like having a lab coat, so I took a picture and I felt like Catherine's lab coat. I did like pipetting techniques, and I was really grateful that she let me enter in and just like learn in her research lab and see what it's like. I also was part of this long School of Medicine mentorship program where they paired me with a medical student, and she kind of just like talked to me about like her journey, and I was like gauging like if that was something I wanted to do, but I kind of forgot about that, but it helped me learn more about the pre-med journey. For leadership, I joined Blueprints for Pangea as a finance leader. This organization is about medical supply sustainability, and we worked on getting medical supplies in areas of surplus and donating them to areas in need, which is really cool. The way we would do this is we would find organizations that had like just medical supplies that were not being used, and sorting through them and seeing what there was and seeing their value and donating them. I also joined Period as the treasurer, and this organization I was genuinely passionate about because it was centered on women's health and empowerment. And I was really happy to join their leadership team and get involved with like planning packing parties and our educational seminars. I feel like that organization was such a safe space for me and something that I wanted to keep supporting. I also participated in the leadership program at the end of the summer that Gala talked about how COVID, we had to go home. For service, my activities were sorting medical supplies for blueprints, making menstrual product packs for period. When I was home for winter break, I also got to volunteer at Access Esperanza clinics where I got to express like my interest in reproductive health. And I also participated in the alternative break trip to Dallas where we explored HIV awareness and homelessness. This trip was very impactful for me, especially the service learning component, because we didn't only serve, but kind of evaluated like ourselves as humans and what we wanted to, make an impact in the world. And it was very heavy. I remember coming home and crying about it, like I couldn't think about other things. But it was such a transformative and special experience for me. And overall, well, after freshman year, I didn't have a set career goal that I was excited about. I remember like feeling lost and like I'm doing like this homework, but I don't know what it's for. Like, is this really even worth it? But I had to learn like throughout it, like I'm just a freshman, like I need patience in figuring out a goal that felt right, that felt like me. So this year was really about like building a foundation of discipline and work ethic. I feel like really at the beginning, I did prioritize my studies a lot because I was nervous about the transition, but I'm glad I set that foundation. And overall, I came out of freshman year like growing more comfortable with time to like new friends, experiences, and top scholar. I think a lot of people will say like I was very reserved at first. Like people say I shut the door on them. That's not true. But I'm glad I opened up to people and got to make new friends. So the summer after freshman year, I went home just because I felt like after the year of transition, I just felt like I needed to come back home to like my family and friends. That summer, I shadowed at a NICU with a neonatologist, which was really cool. And I did some volunteer work at Access Esperanza clinics once again, and Mujeres Unidas, which is a social services agency in the Rio Grande Valley. So that leads into my sophomore year. I feel like when I see these pictures, I felt more confident and like in my skin. And I titled it as like new direction and excitement. I had a lot of fun with friends during this time. And I just wanted to show them all. For knowledge, I started taking neuroscience courses. This is me and my friends dissecting a brain. That's when I started to feel more confident about my major since that was a question before. I also continued research with Dr. Chung and I started to develop more like independent protocols. So my main role was isolating the mitochondria of the heart samples we took. And I also learned how to operate this O2K flow respirometry machine where we analyze like the oxidative respiration of the samples we took. This was a really big time dedication for me since we would sack the animals at 7 a.m. Like 3 days out of the week. So I had to really learn how to set a strict schedule. For leadership, I became the vice president of it, of period. And then, like I said before, period is so important to me, so near and dear to my heart, because I really love how it's a safe space. Like I really cared about making sure the members that came in were like having a good time and like I love to see their interests. And so that was something that I poured a lot of my time to. Something new that I did was I was part of the TEDx Youth San Antonio Earth Too Hot to Handle event with Tejas. There's him on the dot. I was the lead marketing and communications chair, which is like nothing related to, neuroscience. But I think like making graphics and graphic design is something that I do enjoy a bit. So I'm glad I got to express it through that. And it was really fun to bring San Antonio orgs and people and youth together for that event. I saw that event go from just me and Tejas talking about it on Zoom to him actually like being there on the stage. And it was very, very cool to see it go into completion. And I think for sophomore year, a big development for me was joining the Pre-Physician Assistant Society here on campus, where I got to learn more about that career. It was something in the back of my mind, but not until I joined that organization, I learned a lot more and I felt really passionate about it. It felt like my calling. I felt like I could identify with that career. And I remember calling my parents and saying like, I want to be a PA, like this excites me. And the society helped me connect to Corazon Clinic, where I was able to start volunteering in patient care for the first time. And for service, I also kept doing menstrual product pack making. So after sophomore year, I felt like there was like a new light in me because I felt like I had a new career goal. Sorry. So it was a new career goal that motivated me, it excited me, and I had this new energy. I felt like what I was doing kind of meant something now that I had a direction. I felt more confident in my activities and commitments. And I also leaned more on my friends as my support system and my family. And I was just happy going into my sophomore. I was roommates with Garo and Edith, spent time with he, friends. And leading into the summer, I was very, very excited to intern at Northwestern Medicine as part of their pre-physician assistant internship program. This is a program that's like one of its kind for being focused on physician assistant, which I was really excited about. And I never moved away from home that far. So I was very excited during that semester, like leading up to that, and to see what I could learn now that I knew that I wanted to be a physician assistant. So this is my summer in Chicago. It was so fun, not only in the hospital, like me getting to learn in different specialties and from different PAs, but also exploring Chicago was amazing. I was in a cohort of 10 people where they were equally as passionate about the profession as me. I got to do research on an outpatient pathway for atrial fibrillation with their emergency department. And I feel like I learned a lot just from the culture of that medical institution. It was something that I really took away from this internship. I felt like uplifted, and I felt like I believed in myself more after this. So then I came back for my junior year, and for me, junior year was like my last full year on campus. So I wanted it to be about like treasuring this time with my special friends. Here are some pictures. We celebrated birthdays, period. Like I was very close with the leadership team. Some friends were graduating. These are also special moments. For knowledge, I continued my research with Dr. Chung and presented my work. It was my first time like putting it into a poster and like communicating what I did and what it meant. I continued my work with Period, growing the org this year. We grew a lot more participating in DIA. We sold hot dogs and sorry. For service, I continued making menstrual product donations and participated in other services like Habitat for Humanity and Adopt a Spot. And for professional development, I got to visit the PA school in San Antonio through the Free PA Society, and I started working as a medical assistant at an urgent care for the first time. So I was really happy about starting to build my patient care experience after returning from Chicago. And this year, I also focused on like my presenting skills at the undergraduate research showcase as well as the Roadrunner experience showcase. So after my junior year, I was happy like spending like being intentional and embracing my relationships and these opportunities and this time. My friend, he was graduating, so this year we tried to spend more time together and like make it count. This year I also shifted my focus to building patient care experience as I was newly like motivated to become a PA. And I could say this year I really enjoyed myself. I learned that I don't have to be stressed and spread thin to be successful. I feel like I found fulfillment in my own way and in my own balanced way. And this year I was preparing to leave for study abroad, so it made the moments more special for me. The summer after, I participated in a phlebotomy technician training course, and I got certified. The idea of it was like, I knew I had to do it, but getting there and being like, okay, now you have to do it to someone was very nerve-wracking. There in that picture, Zanetta came to my test, and she was a person I drew blood from. That summer, I also worked as a medical assistant at Advanced Spine and Pain Center, where I serve adult and geriatric populations, and I really enjoyed just being in that role, getting to see patients every day and learn from our physician there. And as I said, I was going to study abroad. Initially, my plan was this health and medical sciences program in Salamanca, Spain. I applied, it was said, everything, and it had this focus on health. But I believe it was the end of July, I got an email that the program got canceled. I was at work and I wanted to cry because it was just this idea I had in my head for such a long time. And I was so scared, like, does this mean I can still go? Like, the programs are closed, I already have my flight, like, what's gonna happen? But eventually, with some work and help from friends, I was able to still study abroad. And I spent my fall in Sevilla, Spain, which is beautiful. These are some pictures from my time abroad. It was looking through these, it was so crazy to remember like what life was like there. I was exploring, enjoying, and just experiencing more of the world more than I've ever had before. This is my close friend Kathy that I made over there. We did everything together, and I even even my sister got to visit me in Spain, which is very special. And over here, I have some pictures of when I got to go to Morocco, which was really cool to be in the desert. We stayed on this camp for about 3 days where it was just sand, like at night, it was pure darkness, and it was really cool. So I got just to appreciate new places, cultures, and societies. Even in my program, we got to interact with this local middle school, where I got to talk to them in Spanish and they talked to me in English. It was really special. One of the classes I took was nutrition, so we did some cooking. And the group of friends I made over there, we had like family dinner nights. And me and my friend Kathy would walk like 20 minutes across the bridge, across the park, and we just gathered and cooked dinner together. I just wanted to point out that my time abroad was even more special because I got to reunite with some of my friends that are here. We went to London together. I even went scuba diving, which was really scary. Like really scary. Like I thought I was gonna die, like my breathing, but like I still did it. That's me and Ted. I think that's Ted next to me. And getting to see Edith, I remember the moment she came up to me because we knew we were gonna study abroad together, but we couldn't find a time to meet. And so I'm glad it happened and we were all reunited. And it was very special with them. Coming back for the spring, for professional development, I continued gaining patient care experience, and I'm currently working still as a medical assistant at the Advanced Spine and Pain Center. And I've also been working on my pre-PA gap year plans and applications. For leadership and service, I served as the TSSO Director of Service for this semester. We got to volunteer at the food bank, diaper bank, and organize a book drive for book buddies. And these are just some moments with my friends. It was very special. I got to take all my friends to my hometown over spring break. Also pickleball, me and Ali were in the intramurals together. And just celebrating my friends and their birthdays and accomplishments. So my 4 years, these are some lessons learned. And I just want to say these are many things I'm still learning on a daily basis, but it's really important to enjoy what I do. And that is how I want to define my success. I tried to make sure each year that I was really enjoying the commitments I was doing and if I was happy, and that was really important to me. I also learned to value my own way of finding fulfillment and just reminding myself I'm doing what feels like Catherine, and that's okay. And just because I have a lot of admirable friends, I love to admire things about other people, but that shouldn't, take away from my own worth. And also embracing redirections. I think
Excellent.
sometimes I have like one set
Okay.
goal, one set thing I want to get, and like if it doesn't work out, I have learned not to like let it fall or like let myself I give up. I think the study abroad situation where I got canceled was a good example of that. I was still able to go and still had a wonderful experience. And I learned that the more I trust in my own strengths, the more I will thrive. I think confidence is a big thing I've been trying to build over the years and I'm still learning. But I know that confidence will help me thrive and feel like um, confident in a place. And my confidence shapes the way I lead, the way I can connect with others, and like the legacy I can leave behind. So for my future plans, I'm preparing to apply for the next PA school cycle. I will work on continue gaining patient care experience as a medical assistant. And I really want to travel to more places, especially after study abroad. And I put these pictures here because during this time period, like the transition of leaving college is also hard. But I just want to, like, I hope during this transition, like, I remember the things that have inspired me throughout college and like the things that made me happy. So thank you for being a part of my journey and being here.
Great job, Catherine. It's really fantastic seeing you delivering such a confident presentation. And I think that word is, that you used it very frequently, was exactly correct. I mean, I remember the first end of your presentation and you looked down more, your posture was forward, your voice was more quiet. And so to see you making eye contact and standing up straight and really using your full voice is almost a physical representation, I think, of the change you've experienced and the growth you've experienced here. So that's a really good. And I hope you'll keep embracing redirections. And I love that you seem to not just kind of get through changes that have happened over the last probably year and a half, but you've actually you really have embraced them, and it hasn't been something that held you back when something unexpected happened. So that's really great. And the next steps for you, I hope you'll carry that confidence with you and your voice with you as well. And I hope you'll stay connected to us. This is that time where just a reminder that I make every presentation that our alumni connection is what our alumni want it to be. And there are so many students that are interested in health professions and PA, in fact, right? So it'll be really wonderful to have you stay connected with us and do that. Great presentation. Really wonderful having you here with us the last 4 years.
I just want to say congratulations. What a beautiful presentation, very well executed. I want to say thank you for mentoring Angelica. I know that was something that you kind of were able to kind of help her with, and I really appreciate that because she needed somebody, and I'm glad that it was you. Thank you so much for all the help that you've done, all the scheduling committees that that you've been a part of, that we've kind of collaborated on. I always appreciate you being there. If you're in a committee, I know that it's going to be okay. And so I really appreciate that. So congratulations on your 4 years. I can't wait to hear where you get accepted to. So stay in touch and stay connected.
One thing that makes for the good in the honors college are when the scholars themselves are exemplary and good and curious and full of wonder, and they overcome the challenges that they come into this program possessing or having or experiencing. And just in the short time that I've gotten to know you, you've done really well. And in looking at this presentation specifically, when I see that phrase, quiet confidence, I can't think of a better example than this presentation and your overview of your last 4 years. So good job.
Seeing what you've learned in like your 4 years in one presentation makes me feel very proud of you, and seeing like the photos and what you made just bring back so many memories. And I think you're just very like person to really like to be hanging around with. You're very calm, you're very soft, you're very good friend to be around. And I think you're more than just friend, I think you're more like a sister to me. And I just want to let you know, no matter where you go, whatever you do, I'll support you. And I'm just one call away, and we had the good old days. And we'll always be there for you.
You write it down, okay? Okay. Okay, so you could power the entire world with your brain, like we don't even know what to do, just Captain's intelligence. But it's your openness to the world and it's your kindness, that I think people truly, remember you for, and I think about you with. And I just wanna say, like, when people say that you're extraordinary, believe them, because we're a very busy group, right? And so we wouldn't just be saying it like to waste breath, we really truly mean it, and it's coming from our heart. So, it's a very significant place, and I think you're very significant. And your work ethic, you gloss over some of these things, but like going to lab 3 out of 5 days at 7 a.m., not, hey, it's 7 a.m., I'm getting there at 7:15. You are walking basically a mile to this lab place, on time, you're there, your work ethic is, extraordinary. You're extraordinary, and that's rare, and you're rare. And I think you've changed me, and now I eat chicken wings with rice, and I didn't do that before. And I just want you to know how special you are, and how much you've done to serve others.
Catherine. I really value our friendship, and honestly, I didn't really think that we're gonna get close. I still remember where you lived across me, the building 3C. I would just see you like welcome to meet you, and you were super studious. I thought she was just a smart girl, but once I started getting close with you, hanging out, I just discovered like the pure heart that you have. You have so much compassion for others. I've never really seen it. You're always willing to sacrifice for others, and I really value our friendship. We've had so many inside jokes, getting lost in Europe. One of my favorite experiences is just honestly just hanging out with you, having conversations. The night in London, getting for London. No, but just like exploring London and getting to explore the world. Having friends explore the world is really magnificent. And I grew up as a person, but you were also one of the siblings to help me grow as a person. So I really appreciate all that you've done, and it's amazing to see you grow to the person that you are today.
Okay, so Catherine, I don't think I ever told you this, but I actually look up to you a lot. I think you are very well spoken. I think you're very intelligent, and I like the way that you carry yourself. And I think sometimes you forget that, but I think a lot of people care about you and you are very loved. And I mean, just being willing to like have all of us at your house and like presenting us to your family, something that's so vulnerable, and your dog and all that stuff. So I just, I don't know, I look up to you a lot. I think you're such a wonderful person, and I know you're gonna do really good stuff. And I'm really proud of you.
I think Catherine, you're one of the smartest people that I know. When you speak, like it's always impactful, and you're just so concise with your words that it's something that I need to learn because I feel like I doubt so much. But when you talk, you're always like so concise and so impactful. So I hope that brings you some confidence when you speak again in like a public place or when you share your opinion. I'd say I think one of the my favorite memories is definitely study abroad. That's where like you were yourself, and definitely like the Berlin Zoo was like probably one of the highlights. And so yeah, I hope to wish you well in your future.
I just want to say that you're definitely one of the most kind people that I've ever met. And you're one of those people that always puts others before yourself. And it blows my mind how much compassion and empathy you have for others. And I just remember, I can't get this vision out of my mind when we went camping and we're making quesadillas. And then I look to my right, and then your back is covered in campfire ash. And you did not complain at all. You made sure that everyone ate before you. And I just want to say that you're just very generous and very kind. And I'm very proud of you for everything that you've done and for how much you've come out of your shell. And yeah, I'm just gonna miss you and everything.
You are the kindest, the most humble, the most selfless person I've ever met. And it's been such a privilege to be your roommate for the past 3 years. Like we've lived with each other for 3 years, it's crazy. And the fact that you went to study abroad at the same time, it was so perfect because you've always been the one to ground me. Junior year was such a rough semester, rough time. And I remember just coming back home and like the few times that we would see each other, I would just light up so much and it would make my entire day so much better. And I don't know, just you're always the most selfless person. If people say it, and I'll just repeat it. I mean, anytime I needed something, even if you were busy doing something, you would always help me with it, no matter what's going on in your day. And you're also just so funny, like you make me laugh all the time. And I know if I ever need something, advice, someone just talk to, you're always the person that I want to go to because you give the best advice and you give the most patience and understanding. Even if I'm in the wrong, you'll make me feel like I wasn't. And sometimes that's so bad. It's really good. And even if I feel like I look awful one day, you convince me that I don't. And it's just, I really, really appreciate your friendship, Catherine. Thank you so much for.
Catherine, I don't wanna cry, but I really think that we're in the same lab. Gen Chem lab that first year. I really look up to you a lot ever since doing our experiments together and just seeing the way you reason and how fast you are. I was like, I have to catch up. And I remember one test, I was just telling you the things in Spanish, you would write them down in English, and we're just having fun. And I just getting to grow with you this last 4 years has been such an honor. And I see how much you look up to other people, you admire other people, but I know that you see that in other people, that's in you. You couldn't be able to see that if that wasn't you. So thank you for being such a good friend and such a good person. And I know you're gonna do great in whatever you do next. And I'm very happy for you and excited for you. And I love you so much. Thank you. Thank you. I have no words. I have no words.